Hey everyone, Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and former D&D adventurer in Baldur's Gate 3. I wanted to give a quick sad news update about our ongoing Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play co-op series that some of you may have been enjoying. And yes, I'm doing this right before I go grill hot dogs outside because it's Memorial Day, summer, damn it, but I need to give this update. So we tried playing Baldur's Gate 3 last night. We usually play on Sunday nights, and the episode gets uploaded the next week. Lately, we've only been able to play about every other week, although we were hoping to get back into doing it every week now that vacations have kind of died down a little bit. Unfortunately, we reached a part in Act 3, which I've heard Act 3 is a little buggy, where one of our players, my wife, was not able to load the game at all once we reached the actual proper city of Baldur's Gate. Spoiler alerts, you do eventually make it to Baldur's Gate in Baldur's Gate 3. And we spent, literally, we started playing like 15 minutes into it. We reached that point, and then we could not fix the problem. We tried, looking up and trying different solutions, and spent probably 45 minutes during the recording that I was recording trying to figure out this issue. And eventually I just turned off the recording and we basically gave up. And unfortunately, it looks like it's just a disastrous bug that specifically affects people who are playing co-op together on the same network, and specifically in that main area of Act 3. It's a known bug. It is easily replicatable. For what I can tell, a lot of people are experiencing this problem, and unfortunately we are as well. And we've tried just about every solution and different problems people were having, but it just seemed like nothing. And it didn't even matter about the computer, because when I could tell, people said like, well, either our computers can run Baldur's Gate 3 at max settings without any problems whatsoever, and yet when we specifically try to play co-op together, the non-host, the person joining it who's on the same network, they never are able to load, or if they do load, they end up with that weird buggy state where all the NPCs are like T-posing and your UI is like bugged, you can't do anything. And then for everybody else playing the game, it also bugs for them, like you can't interact with anything. So it just literally breaks the entire game. It's a critical bug. From what I can tell, it's been around for months, which is disappointing, because that you were hoping this was a recent thing, and then it could hopefully fix it quickly. Unfortunately, it's been known since looks like 9 months or something. And from what I can tell, only in the last maybe month or so has Larian responded and said, okay, we're aware of this bug and we're looking into it. So unfortunately, I'm giving this update basically saying I think we're going to have to retire our Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play series at the moment, which is super upsetting and depressing, as we have been enjoying the crap out of it. We just had one of my favorite episodes, I think, last time we played. We are almost 30 sessions in. We've been playing since last fall, almost since Baldur's Gate 3 1.0 released, and we've been playing a 4-player co-op series. If you haven't been watching that series, it has been delightful and amazing. We've had some technical difficulties, especially starting out with my recording and trying out with HDR lighting and all that, and then mainly Chris had a lot of problems with crashing and trying to load back in. Like, we've had our technical difficulties, but it's always been something we could work through, or load an earlier save, or do something differently. There was always some kind of workaround, and it just looks like there is no workaround for not being able to load into a specific area. Like, we can even load into like a camp or load into another zone just fine, but as soon as we go into the loading screen to get into the lower city of Baldur's Gate, hers never does load properly, and it breaks all the rest of the game. And we do not want to play without one of our 4 founding members of our party that's in this playthrough. So I'm giving this announcement saying, like, gosh, we ran into this horrible game-breaking bug that's specific for co-op, and it just feels like our only solution right now is to retire our playthrough until this bug hopefully gets fixed. The only thing we didn't try was to transfer my saves to her computer and then let her host. But I read another couple threads where basically like this didn't solve anything. It just changed the problem to the other person's computer, and you still ran into the exact same issue. So it didn't really have anything to do with like the power of the computers, and hers was able to run Baldur's Gate 3 just fine. So I guess I will solicit if anybody has experienced this firsthand, because what I'm not really asking you to do is send me a bunch of like threads and solutions, because trust me, we have looked through all of that, and we even have a recording that I'm not going to upload because it's literally just 45 minutes of us trying to fix this issue. of going through all those same, like, threads at the top of the Google page and everything. Like, we've already read through and gone all through those. If you have firsthand account of having this bug and know of a thing that's worked for you, then go ahead and let me know about that and we can try to work through that. The only other thing I found is that people were like, well, if you just reload and try to load it again and reload and restart the game, like, eventually it might work. But they said it's such a random crapshoot that it destroys your gameplay experience and it's not even worth doing. So it's really disappointing because I was really loving Baldur's Gate 3 despite the bugs, which haven't been too bad for us. But this one is a game-breaking, game-stopping bug, and we just don't see a way out of it other than having to just kind of give up for now and put the ball in Larian's court and say, please, please, please fix this bug so that we can play again. So unfortunately, you're not going to see. We were literally trying to play last night, and it would have been up this week, but unfortunately you're not going to see that episode. There's nothing really to see other than 15 minutes of us playing and then immediately running into that bug for the next 45 minutes. So we're gonna have to retire that for now. We're looking at maybe other games we can play on Sundays because we still like getting together on Sundays to play games and just record and upload that, not as a live stream but just as a fun thing to upload. And something co-op, something PvE that we can play and relax with. That's not a big competitive thing, but gosh, I mean, obviously Baldur's Gate was super relevant to the channel, super relevant to us because we love D&D. We love that kind of RPG co-op experience, and it's such a magnificent game that it is hugely disappointing that we're not going to get a chance to play it, at least for the foreseeable future. So, that's the news update right now. No Baldur's Gate 3 for a while, unfortunately, until this bug gets fixed. But hopefully we can pivot to a different kind of game that we can play on Sundays. Thank you so much, and hopefully we can get this fixed sooner rather than later. Happy summer! Bye.